JASL after dark. JASL after dark. JASL after dark. What can't talking at the day? At the night part. JASL after dark.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of JASL After Dark. It's season 12 and this is episode 4. JASL After Dark is brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life and we are here on YouTube and TikTok. We invite you to follow us on both pages. And you know, it's a brand new season, and with me for the last 3 weeks, and this makes week 4, I have my brand new co-host with me, Crystal. Crystal, wagwan.
Hey, Calvin, I am here. Happy, excited, can't wait.
I don't believe it. That don't sound excited at all.
Maybe the tubes asleep for kicking.
Wake it up.
But for shake it up.
Alright, put some heat on it, burn it up, because we are talking.
Hey, I see.
So we do that, so.
I think you did there.
So this evening we'll be discussing the topic multi-burner lifestyle. The benefits of a polyamorous relationship, if there are any in the first place. But we're gonna talk about it, and with us to share in that conversation we have
radio host, MC, and comedian, Mr. Ryan Debonair Dixon. Hey, Ryan.
What's up? It's good to be here with you. And good to be back, Calvin.
Yeah, definitely.
Always a pleasure being here.
If you've been following After Dark, Ryan is no stranger to JASL After Dark. So we're happy to have him back for tonight's discussion.
And I'm happy to be in this capacity as a guest.
Yes.
Right.
Well, the guest is in the hot seat. They're sure that's where you want to be?
I'm okay with it. Disclaimer, don't mind the topic. It doesn't mean that I'm here as the multi-burner person. I'm here for the discussion and for the conversation.
Oh, thank you for the clarity.
Just laying out that,
Thank you for the clarity. That's definitely important.
Yeah.
But before we go into tonight's discussion, it's time for Hot Pot.
Hungry. I'ma want something juicy to eat. Are we in the pot?
It's time for Hot Pot.
Hot pot.
Hot Pot. Hot Pot.
No, sir. This catching at.
Hot Pot.
I'm hungry. I'ma want something juicy to eat. Are we in the pot?
It's time for Hot Pot.
Hot pot.
Hot Pot. Hot Pot.
No, sir. This catching at.
There are always some topics that are interesting and somewhat controversial. So each week we dip into our hot pot to find a topic to discuss. So Ryan, you know it go already?
Yes.
Yeah, dip in our pot.
Hello, the pot's hot.
Stir it up.
My camera, do we have to give you guys like a straight over?
Hey.
Ooh, it's burning. Let's go.
It's hot.
Let's see.
It's
Which
hot.
of the hot topics are we going to be having? Let's see. All right, so tonight's hot topic.
This look like a book.
Is that essay?
Yeah, all right.
All right, the police in St. James say they will no longer approve events that include a performance by trap dance hall artist Eddie G. Bamba, known for a song that seemingly glorifies motorists mowing down cops holding speed guns. Now, the viral hit No Cap has a line that says, "Better move your speed gun, the bees are come. Me will lick down police a gun." Police chief for the parish superintendent Aaron Samuels told the media of the decision on Tuesday after a visit to offer condolences to the relatives of police constable Linroy Codner. The constable died in hospital Sunday morning, 16 days after a motorist allegedly reversed, then deliberately slammed into him, causing the now deceased constable to fall several feet over a precipice before landing in a crumbled heap. Wow. On Tuesday, Samuels told journalists it would be distasteful for the police to show any form of approval for the Eddie G song, which describes similarities to the way in which the constable lost his life. Do you agree with the position of the police? Should I answer first?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Clear scores. Close the case. Yes. I agree.
Why?
First and foremost, I always stand in support of our lawmen, the peacekeepers, especially the ones who are doing their job the right way. We can't encourage violence against them, you know, because if we are going to create violence against the police, then who is going to stop them from creating it against us? You know, it's a matter of time. So while I wouldn't be expected to be on the road with a speed gun or in any shape or form, conducting traffic, yeah, lawlessness is lawlessness, you know. I just don't think it fits into the society I want to be living in.
So what would you say to the person who say it's just a song? It's
It's never just a song. All throughout life, right throughout human well-being and existence, music has been a part of us, and has always told stories, communicated messages, and have inspired. Music is tied to our emotions, one way or the other.
Yeah.
Whether you want it for a love song, sad song, song of frustration, song of breakup, praise and worship, whatever it is, there is a song that is tied to every emotion. I'm never going to be playing some sad song in a moment where I want to be happy, you know? And we know the songs that we play when we're driving, it inspires how fast we drive or not. It kind of vibe you in or not. So imagine you're frustrated and then this song comes on and a police decides to step out. Yeah, you know, in that moment you might just speed and let the police aground. So yeah, I don't think I would approve of it either. And the truth is, you make a decision, you have to live with it. That's a song you chose to write. Clearly, that young man has the capability, the artistry to write music. If that's where you want to put your artistry, then suffer the consequences. Can't support it. Write better songs.
Krista, what do you say?
I agree. Art imitates life. Music is art. And I do think a lot of the times we internalize what it is that we are listening to. So I do understand the stance, especially because we understand how society works. The kids are listening as well. And if this is something that's going to be in their system and this is something that they're constantly hearing, look at the whole Mali epidemic. Persons are singing about that and then the kids end up. See, I think pretty much Rand very much said all of it, really. But yeah, I agree with the police's stance.
Well,
Ban it!
The three are not going to sing the same song. Me have to play them.
Watch you now.
Yeah.
For once, have it.
Go ahead.
It's just a song. Like, if you want to call me and say, yo, denounce the song and in terms of promote, saying that, you know, it's just a song and I'm not actually inciting violence against the police, I think that's an option that can be taken. For the police to make the bold stance, you know, we're not. What is it? They say that they're not giving permit for any show in the fund.
Right.
I think that's excessive. That's excessive. Remember, you know, at the end of the day, this is the man's life and livelihood. And yes, me know, if you let down, if you let down somebody, if you let down a police, you know, that's their life as well, and you're removing a breadwinner from a family and all of that.
Right.
But
all right, I have a question. I have a question. If the song was about taking away little children, would we have the same stance?
That'll be for laughing.
No, we would not. We would not. And that's the hypocrisy in it. I agree with you. I agree. Remember, I played devil's advocate.
I realize you were trying, but
yeah, I try hard. I can't find a position. But, yeah.
yeah. What about the songs that are inciting violence against women?
Yeah,
are we going to support those artists?
Case closed.
I remember one particular artist some years ago, he said, before me turn a homosexual, he preferred turning a rapist. And he lost the contract he got with our telecommunications company, and we just never heard of him since then. Like,
there you go.
Yeah. How that?
Even to this day, some of our more prolific artists have had concerts cancelled because of former songs that are popular songs.
Yep.
That,
in fact, I saw in the news since week.
Yep, another one.
I don't. I don't know the details, the specifics, but I know it was something about Kabarka Pyramid and shows cancelled because of anti-Semitism. So I don't know the exact statements and all of that, but it shows that, you know, music really is more than just music.
Guys, I wanna say this.
Yeah.
There's something I wholeheartedly believe in. There is power. Let me say it right.
Continue, tell us.
Life
Hey.
is in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
Words take life.
Okay.
Words take life in the meaning that, in the form that it can create, and it can
Manifest.
destroy, it can be manifesting. So we have to be mindful of what messages we are communicating and sending out.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. Well, let us know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know. Do you think it's excessive action from the police, or is it justified? Let's see. But we're coming up to Prep Up, and we'll be back with you in a second.
In the mood? Then think about PrEP. One PrEP pill a day helps to prevent HIV. To learn more about PrEP, contact Jamaica AIDS Support for Life at 876-925-0021. Step up, PrEP up. In the mood? Then think about PrEP. One PrEP pill a day helps to prevent HIV. To learn more about PrEP, contact Jamaica AIDS Support for Life at 876-925-0021. Step up, PrEP up.
If you're just joining us, this is JASL After Dark, brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. And for the past 3 weeks, we've been giving you daily doses of PrEP information. And with us again is our very own Dr. Stephen Andrews. Welcome back, Dr. Andrews. It's good to have you back for another Prep Up discussion.
Thank you so much for having me, Calvin.
Thank you so much for being here, you know, giving us the insight. So tonight we want to talk a little bit about PrEP and different populations, you know, addressing the needs of various groups such as LGBTQ plus communities, women and adolescents. So my first question for you, Doc, does access to PrEP differ for LGBTQ plus communities, and what specific challenges do they face in Jamaica?
Well, the access to PrEP doesn't differ because there are no barriers to getting PrEP. For those who are with us for the first time, PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's medicines that you take to prevent HIV from happening. So you have to be negative for HIV before you get this medicine to prevent HIV. All right, but with regard to barriers, there are no specific there's no specific barrier to access to LGBT communities because we give it to everyone and no one is treated differently. You can't get it at JASL though, right? Just reminding all of our viewers that JASL is the place to be if you want to know more about PrEP and start PrEP.
Absolutely. So what about for women? What are the unique considerations for women in Jamaica who may benefit from PrEP?
So in particular, when we think about that population, persons who are in women who are in abusive relationships.
Why women in how does being in an abusive relationship increase their risk of contracting HIV?
In that kind of instance, there's a power struggle sometimes. People don't have the same amount of rights that they normally would have in a relationship that doesn't have that abusive aspect to it. So persons don't get as much choice as they would like. So let's
they can't say, oh, let's use a condom.
She don't have that right again. So to protect herself in that kind of instance, PrEP would be a good option because she helps to prevent HIV. Unfortunately, PrEP doesn't prevent other STIs, so we do recommend that you use a condom to help prevent stuff like syphilis and herpes and gonorrhea, etc. another aspect to think about it when it relates to women is those in multiple relationships. Say having sex with more than one person. So your risk is a little bit higher than a woman who is having sex with just one person. So that's the type of population that you would want to encourage to start PrEP.
To start PrEP, okay. So how can PrEP be effectively promoted and made accessible to young people, considering issues like stigma, education, consent?
That's one of our biggest issues. HIV now is not as much stigmatized as it was before. There is some stigma attached to it, but we're trying to break down those social barriers. Now, PrEP, especially in getting access to young people, we have to try and navigate their safe spaces. So infiltrating an area like social media, like what we're doing right now, we're on people's phones, their tablets, their computers, we're in their bedrooms, their bathrooms, everywhere, because we have access to them via the internet. So that's one aspect, social media. You can't get something out in the world faster than you can on the internet. Something going live or something going global or something like that. That's what the internet allows you to do. Another area that allows us to actually get into these spaces for young people is going to schools, going to health fairs, going into the community. You know how many times I see the videos that you do in the community, and these things circulate, word gets out, and people want to know more. So those are just some of the examples of things that we can do to reach these people and promote PrEP essentially.
Yeah. What strategies, Doc, can you tell me about, that have been employed to ensure that marginalized groups such as transgender individuals have equitable access to PrEP and related healthcare services? It
all ties back into stigma, because people, if they feel there's a stigma attached to something, they don't want to associate them. They don't want to associate with themselves with it. Right? As simple as essentially empowering people or giving them knowledge about something. If more people have knowledge about a particular subject area, they're able to make a better decision
choice, informed decisions.
So we also try to dispel myths or stop spreading lies about certain medicines. So that's why we are here today, so that people are more empowered and people can understand exactly what's happening about PrEP, what is PrEP, where you can get it, and those populations that are the target essentially for PrEP.
All right. So last question for you, Doc. How can healthcare providers in Jamaica tailor their messaging and approach to address the diverse needs of different populations when it comes to PrEP use and education? We touched on this the last time we were here. Following our model at JASL, essentially when a patient or one of our clients come in, they have a level of comfort that they express with us. They feel so comfortable because we're able to break down barriers, allow them to express themselves, listen to what they feel are issues, and address those issues. Another thing too is we give patient options and we give patients information. And once you give patients options and information, then it makes them more comfortable, and it makes it easier for them to want to come and address their issues. Right? So shows like this can not only inform patients or people who are interested in starting PrEP, we can also help other physicians, train them, because we are experienced in this. We see most of these patients all the time. People are comfortable coming with us, and I think that we have an opportunity to also teach and diversify and enhance the portfolio of other doctors around, so they as well can do something like this. Well, thank you again, Doc, for joining us this week to talk about the next PrEP. The next time I come, I swear I need a cowboy hat. We'll talk to the producer, see if we can source a cowboy hat for you, Doc. So thank you for joining us again this week for PrEP Up. And viewers, remember, PrEP is provided and it's available here at Jamaica AIDS Support for Life for free. So if you want to find out about PrEP, you can contact us at 876-925-0021. And even if they don't want to come here, remember we have branches in St. Anne, we have branches in St. James. They can check them out. JASL has 3 locations island-wide. So it's not just for those in Kingston.
jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. What you talking at the day? At the night part. Jostle, jostle, jostle after dark. Jostle, jostle.
I'm hungry. I'm gonna want something juicy to eat. Are we in the
If you are
pot?
just joining us, you're watching
Time for
JASL After Dark.
Hot pot.
You know, you when your brain
Hot
support
pot.
Yeah, man.
JASL After Dark brought to you by Jamaica AIDS Support for Life. You can contact Jamaica AIDS Support for Life to get tested for HIV and syphilis. Or if you're living with HIV, you can contact us to start HIV treatment. But also, if you're HIV negative and at risk of contracting HIV, you can ask us about PrEP.
So our guest here who made sure that he made a correction, he said it's not a cowboy hat, it's a fedora. Fedora. We have Mr. Ryan Debonair here with us. How are you?
I'm good. I'm well.
Okay, good to have you. So you're gonna be pretty much sharing your thoughts on this multi-burner lifestyle that you say is not
And thoughts, not experience.
and thoughts and not
'Cause
experiences.
you know, you gave the disclaimer that you're
Yes, it's-
sharing as...
It's a friend.
Is that
Right, I don't want you to dim the halo over my head.
Right. So is this the experience of a friend like Brian, by chance?
No.
No? All right.
That's messy, Krista.
I've just heard stories. You know, I've heard the stories.
Sure.
I've had the conversations, and I have had my own perspective
Mm-hmm.
and opinion and view.
Okay, but for those who are watching right now who don't know what polyamory is, what
All
is
right, so there is polyamory and there is polygamy. The difference, polyamory is where both parties in the relationship are open and allowed or permitted to have other partners. So, for example, you and I are in the relationship. You are okay with me having another female in the relationship or being with another female, and I also am okay if you have another partner, a male,
Okay.
or otherwise if you so choose. Doesn't mean that it has to be both at the same time, but it's just open where either of us can have multiple partners. Polygamy is where it's one man with multiple
partners?
females. Yeah.
Or one woman?
No, one male
one
with
man.
more than one woman.
And polygamy
Oh.
specifically is marriage,
For
Right.
okay.
which is not legal in Jamaica, right?
No, not at this point in time.
Neither of them? Neither
no,
polyamory.
No, man. Polygamy is more formal
Yeah.
in
Okay.
nature because
You're
then
married to more
it's
than
where a man has more than one wives.
Okay. But it's not like enough people in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah,
Oh.
a lot.
It's
A
only
lot.
polyamorous if you know.
If you don't
Right. No, but there are. Let me say this. There is a big hypocrisy that permeates in our society around polygamy. I think polygamy is the more popular or the more common practice than polygyny. Polyamory. Sorry.
Oh, come here, say weird.
Polyamory. Sorry. They're different. There's even more to it. Yeah. But back to it. So polygamy, where a man has more than one woman, is the more popular of them versus where there is the polyamory, where it's either in the relationship that is open to have multiple partners. And I say there's a hypocrisy of it because this has been an ongoing arrangement for the most part in a lot of relationships. Some voluntary, some involuntary. Some knowingly, some unknowingly. But it's something that is happening and does happen. But the hypocrisy of it all is it being formalized and it also being established. We have an issue with it. And what is happening, based on what I've researched so far, is that we have not taken the time to look at the advantages and or the benefits that comes with polygamy. So we quickly, right, and I want us to get into that conversation.
So tell us, what are some of the misconceptions that people have of polyamory?
No, polyamory is what it is, you know. And that I said is not the more popular of the two, because men are far more insecure about a woman having multiple partners than women are tolerating of men having multiple partners. Right?
Yeah.
That's one hypocrisy. Let me get into this. Let me say this quickly. So when it comes on to the polyamory, right? The irony of it is this. If you talk to your virgin on the street, every man will tell you that they're gallus. A lot of men will openly and proudly lay claim to the title of being a gallus.
Yeah.
And in the context of being a gallus, is a man who is desired by women all around. A man who can get a woman anywhere and get a next man woman if him so please. Right? And there are many men who will willingly be with another man's woman and feel like him are the boss. Him are the real top gallus. Because him take a next man woman. Which of course she is seeing him privately, secretly on the side. He feels good about that. But yet, when it's his woman that's doing it to him, there's a problem. The two act as the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? The woman having sex with more than one partners is what it is. So meaning when I come and sleep with your woman,
No, when I sleep with your woman.
No, I'm going to get to that. When I sleep with your woman,
Equal rights
I
and
don't
justice,
feel no way
guys.
knowing that you are also sleeping with her, but I'm getting my piece on the side. I'm good with it. But then when is you asleep with my woman, me have a problem, my head chip.
Yeah.
And at the same thing, a woman having experienced more than one man or more than one man at the same time. So why is one a problem on the other and not the other way around? I'm going to get to that though. There's a reason behind it. But I'm going to get to it. But that's one of the hypocrisies I'm speaking of. And that's a problem we have in society. Polygamy, on the other hand, that's the one that is more favored. And I'm going to be biased. As a male, that's the one that I think makes more sense. Right? Where a man has more than one woman, it has far more advantages than it has disadvantages. So let me address it now, Chrissy, because I realize that you are getting bent out of shape. For some reason, the chair all of a sudden gets uncomfortable for you.
No man, never sit up. Sit up for this one. Yes.
All right. I know that there is the common notion of equal rights and justice.
Yes.
All right. Now, be mindful, ladies. Sometimes it can work to your disadvantage, as well as us as men. But let me address the women. Not everything that a man does is as beneficial to a woman as it is to a man. And that is just reality, whether you like it or not. Yes, a woman is empowered to do whatever she chooses and whatever she puts her mind to. But if we can understand this very simple premise and foundation, how men are created, if we do believe in the higher being, the higher creation, God, or whatever you call him, to have created man, to have created woman, and to have created this entire world and universe that we exist in. If we believe in that simple premise and that things about us poof and exist, then let us understand this. Women are created as a more emotional being, while men have been created as a more practical, pragmatic being. You okay with that so far?
Yes. Go on, just continue.
All right.
Continue.
Now, my preference as a heterosexual male is to be with a woman because she offers something that I never experience and can never experience because I'm not built the same way as she is. So I've always, and I will always say, I want to experience femininity through a woman. And I want her to experience masculinity through me because you will never be as masculine as I am and I'll never be as feminine as you are in the truest term and nature of a woman. Get me? So because of that, when a woman is operating in her truest, most natural existence as a feminine being, you are going to always be emotional. And that is okay. And that is acceptable because that's what you're supposed to. That's a balance that we carry in this world. Right? A woman being involved with a man most often than not, is tied to her emotion. The average woman.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank
right?
you.
Most often than
Continue.
not. There are always going to be the exception, but let's just keep it things in for the sake of the conversation where the average humans are concerned, male and female.
Yeah.
Right? We're not dealing with the exceptional
outliers.
exceptions.
Oh,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
just
'Cause
sit this one
those
out.
are the minorities.
Facts.
Those are truly the minority. And for the sake of the conversation, we're focusing on the benefit of the majority. Fair?
Oh, okay.
All right. So a woman being involved with a man is always going to be tied to her emotion. And that's why when a man sees a woman he's with is now giving the attention to another man and is being intimate with another man, even on a consistent basis, it registers to us as men that there is now
Emotional
a change
ties.
of the emotional connection, which says that she's no longer favoring me, but favoring someone else.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where the disconnect now becomes a problem for us as men. Whereas for us as men, being the practical, pragmatic beings that we are less emotionally connected to sex, whether you like it or not, no matter which way you chip it and shape it. Reality is we are far less intimately, we are far less emotionally connected where sex is concerned. Yes, there are the exception, Crystal, that can, as women, can go have sex with multiple men and all of them is a one and move. You know, a hit and run as Shensia said.
Wanna move, not and prove. Continue.
Right. But for the majority,
Wanna move, not and
and
prove.
even for the women who do that, at some point in time, her emotion gets connected.
Yeah.
At some point in time.
She catch
Right?
feelings, quote unquote.
And then for the men, we don't emotionally connect as easily. Not that we don't, because not we catch feelings see it for the pumps. Right? Can I say that on JASL?
Hey.
Can I say pumps on JASL?
I think so.
Right?
As long as you say it.
This is just after dark. You understand me? Some man, the first time, I'm going to get to know, then catch feelings see
Yeah,
it.
man. Show
It
up
is
everywhere,
that
please.
good. You understand me? Fine.
Stock.
But majority of us men can have sex with multiple women and not be emotionally connected in it and still function regardless of how many partners you've had. And that is why polygamy is more popular than polyamory because of how emotionally connected or not we get in each instance. Right? Now let me go into the advantages of polygamy.
Yes, I could talk about
Let's establish something.
Before the question, is there any difference between polyamory and open relationships? Is it any different or is it the same thing?
Polyamory, for the most part, kind of keeps things in a certain perimeter. So the open is
guidelines and
bro,
rules?
so when things open, it's open.
Boss way.
You just go anywhere you choose, you know. You understand me? And if we are in a relationship, because the thing we must understand, there is still this relationship happening, right? This is the foundation of the relationship. Primary partners, everybody has become secondary, but there still has to be some boundaries set.
Okay.
So if you say something open, open is just as you please.
So you have rules, guidelines,
But
boundaries.
polyamory has more perimeters and boundaries set.
Structure did it.
Right. So I know that you are going to be with that one guy over there. You know, she knows I'm going to be with that one girl over there.
Oh.
You understand? So
Damn.
there is structure to it for the most part.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Cool. So the advantages of polygamy. In societies, for the most part, women far outnumber men.
Yeah.
Disagree or agree?
Come on.
I mean, this is statistics.
Yes, it is.
You know, this
It
is
is
facts.
statistics.
Right.
Facts. Yes.
All right. I'll go further and say that there are far more quality women available in society than there are quality men available in society.
Facts.
Good.
Me kind of stuck on that one.
So-
I have to think about that one. I have to process it.
Yeah, man. So if we're going to use numbers, for every 5 men, there are 10 women. So the ratio 1 to 2.
Okay.
So for every 1 good man, there are 2 good women out there in society. Women of quality outnumber men of quality and of standard. Good? So let's do a breakdown now. If there are 5 men in society that are men who good hygiene, look attractive,
Yes.
have decent job, have some intelligence,
Uh-huh.
and you know have
Far
them wits
and
about
few.
them.
Far
5 of them. Let's just say we'll find
5.
5. We'll scrape the world. We'll scrape Jamaica. Sorry, all
Jamaica.
Ghana. And we'll find 5
Thank
good.
you.
there are going to be at least
Believable.
The 5 are women.
right. There are going to be at least 10
No,
women.
they are one place and one time. Wow. Sorry. The odds, guys.
We'll find them though. It don't matter, Crystal. We'll find them. We'll find them. There are going to be now 10 women that are of equal standard and quality and even better. But no, of the 10 women, and I can say this for a fact, I know that there are so many quality women, beautiful women of Jamaica, who have their wits about them, have them things structured, educated, accomplished, single, desirous of having a partner, right? So we'll find 5 in it. But for the 5, we say we have 5 men agree.
I believe us. I give my testimony.
Right? You know this very room. So of the 5 women, the 5 men.
No good.
Well, I know, we'll find 5.
You're no good enough. Anyways, back to you, Ryan.
So we'll find the 5 good men. I will put them up for advertisement. So we'll find 5 good men.
Yeah.
10 women show up, you know. Of course, we do more, but we'll say 10 women show up. We're going to break down the maths now. In today's society, if you must be honest with yourself, 2 of the 5 men go and excuse themselves together. So we're down to 3 men now.
Continue.
That still leave 10 women, you know. Because 10 women show up for the interview, you know. You understand? For the pop the balloon, kind of thing. You know? So 10 women are waiting for pop the balloon and 3 men left in the room. To excuse themselves. When they realize I really go and say, sorry. I know.
Hold on. We have to make it clear that, you know, that's okay.
That is
you
okay.
Know, if that's what, if as a man, you know.
That's what they want to do. That's what it is.
But I'm saying in today's society,
it's not how we say it. It's just comical.
We laugh, you know, we don't want
We don't want people
no.
to say
So
we're
come on,
bashing
make
or
sure.
we're
at this point in time, anybody
of-
what JASL supposed to know by now say.
Okay.
We're very
discriminate.
unserious.
I look out for the first time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're right.
But no discrimination.
Right. So we now have 3 men remaining, right? There are still 10 women.
So what to do?
All right. So the first man goes in, and 1 woman didn't pop her balloon, or several didn't pop their balloon, but he chooses one of them, and she accepts him. So we're down to 2 men, and we have 9 women left.
Okay.
Right, Crystal?
Yes.
Now, another one goes in, does his interview, him need look at work. You understand me? But 1 woman decides to go and take on the project, because women, for some reason, always think they can't fix the man.
Right, for some
So
reason.
she take him on and decides to go work on that project there. We have 1 man left now, you know. And how much women still in the room?
8.
8.
Yeah.
Eight. Okay.
You telling me now, Crystal,
Talk about each other, but
that
so
of the
technically
8.
6.
So even so,
We're being serious.
all right. So what's good for
Alright.
the goose is good for the gander. So we have 6 women remaining because 2 say, well, we can't bother with this. No, come, girl, let's go.
And one of them
Let's go
are
have a
side
drink.
man.
Right. So we
Okay.
have 6 women remaining.
The 5 we come down same way. One.
So 1 man leave and 6
Everything.
women still in the room.
5.
So of the 6 women, no man, not 6 left in the room. Of the 6 women that are left in the room, Crystal, are you willing to sit here on this couch and tell me that of those 5, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of those women aren't willing to share that 1 man? Are you willing to say to me
Crystal
that?
in their room, sorry.
Are you willing to say
Crystal in
that-
their room while ago.
that these other women would be willing to just watch that 1 woman walk away with that 1 man, and of the remaining 4 or 5 women in the room, they wouldn't be willing to go and share one of those 3 men that was left
If
standing?
them say anything like Crystal, them a go out them business. So,
All right, but
if-
Crystal, in reality, as I
in
said,
reality,
we're talking about the
because you do
majority
have-
of women in society today. You are telling me that of the 5, may not tell you all 5 going to do it, but are you telling me that of the 5,
at least 2 of them are going alright to cheering the 1 man.
yeah. But the point I want to get at, though, is that every good woman deserves to be in a
Rose.
relationship.
Okay.
Every good man is a rose.
Every good woman
continue.
deserves to be in a relationship, to experience companionship. You understand? The security of being in a relationship. I submit to you, though, that the majority of women who have an issue with polygamy is based on jealousy. Jealousy, which is caused by cultural upbringing, by social stereotypes and social norms, right? Now, understand this. in states or territories that polygamy exists. It exists because how women are brought up, or the culture of that community is different from ours, right? Where the women are not taught to look down at it, to frown at it, but would have been allowed to think openly and understand that women are always going to outnumber men. And if a woman is sharing a man, these are the parameters that comes with it. And these are the things that can happen. Let's go further. What are the other advantages of polygamy?
There's more?
Yes,
Of course.
ma'am. There is more. There is more.
Wait, there's more.
If a man is in a relationship with two women, all right, let's start out this way. You and I are again in a relationship, right?
Jeez.
We start out together. We're living together. You work, me I work. We hustle, we thing together. See? You make $100, me make $100. The household's expense is $50. I would decide to split this thing 50-50, equal rights and justice. If the expense of the house is $50, right? How much money you have to give?
I'm not good in math.
$250 out of the 100. 25 out of the 25 out of the 100.
Okay.
Me I put 25. Me I put 25. Me I put 25. Me I take 100, man. 1,000. Right? You can put 25. Me I can put 25. That cover the 50. That leaves me with 75. Leave you with 75. Right? Out of your 100.
Oh, okay, yeah, 25. 25, sorry. Yes, right.
Right? Cool? All right, now, if we decide to say, all right, Ryan, we're going to allow you to have another female, right? We're taking another female into the relationship. I'm now in a polygamous relationship because you were on board with it.
And I can bring our next man in.
No, we're not polyamory. Polygamy.
Okay, never mind.
And you said, fair enough. I'm not willing.
Sorry.
I can't have sex with you every day, Ryan. I don't want to be having sex all the time with you. I also need to focus on my career. And fine, Cheryl has been a friend, or I know her. She's the type of woman that I think is decent enough to be around us, and that will complement this thing. Let's allow you to be with her, and we can be girlfriends. All right? Meaning, share space, go out, hang out, having a girls' nights out, whatever. You don't have to cook every day. You can split the chores around the house. The other part of it is this now, the expense of it, the financial benefit. If we add a third person to the house, it might move extra $100 upon the expense of the house. Now the expense of the house is $60. A third person comes in with her $100 of earning.
Feed.
Right?
Jump. Same way, it's gonna increase with it.
So that's what I'm saying. So the expense of the house.
Attention, but the maths now maths.
I'm explaining. No. So if the expense of the house was $50, a third person coming in is going to bump up to another $10. That's now $60 because you're using the same resources,
10.
If you turn on the light, it now go burn brighter because of the expense of the house.
You know, you double rent.
So it's not going to jump to 3 times the cost of the expense. It's not going to do that. It's going to go up incrementally. So now we've gone up to $60. And if again all 3 persons in the household is going to split the expense, we're now putting $20 each, which now means I have
extra
$5 in my pocket. So financially it benefits each individual, and it's less burdensome on us financially.
Alright, I give the 25 to take me out and continue.
But are you getting the maths that is
I
happening?
understand the maths, but the maths not match the crystal.
I understand that, and that's why we don't have this being something acceptable or accepted in our society, because a lot of people still object to it.
Yeah.
Right? But the truth is, what it comes down to, at the basis of it all, is you think that me having sex with another woman means I don't love you. A lot of women think that. They don't want to share their man.
Okay.
They would have shared the man prior, because a lot of people, Calvin, some people end up in a relationship out of cheating. Let's call a spade, right? You and Crystal in a relationship, Crystal get tired of you, Crystal starts to me on the side. And then the relationship between you and I break down even further, and then me now become our main man. And me now, who was seeing her on the side, I got to tell her she can't see nobody else. And me not expect her to, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if it must be real, you having had sex with another man doesn't diminish how much you love me. It's only when it starts having adverse effects where the affection is now lessened, the finances are being redirected, and the disrespect is now becoming prominent. You understand me? Where I can see visibly that this is a problem in a relationship because something physically is showing up and manifesting that there is somebody else to the relationship. No, me not say me want anybody I'm involved with or my partner to go cheating on me. But I've always said and maintained, if she does it, I don't want to know. When me don't know, now gonna hurt me, brethren. If my woman is still showing me love and affection and still treating me like a king, and she went and had her fun, I don't want to know. That's the reality of it, you know. But if she's doing it to a point where I can now see a shifting in her emotion and her emotional connection to me and her commitment to this household and to this relationship, then clearly that extra affair she's having is having an adverse effect on this relationship. And vice versa, the same thing. In polygamy, where if a man cannot show an equal amount of affection to the two partners in the relationship, then yeah, have a problem. But we have a problem without even allowing it to work or fail. You understand what I'm saying? And again, when you come back to the matter of the fact that there are far less men available in society, if polygamy was something that's permitted and allowed, far more women would have been able to enjoy a relationship with a man, which is already happening. It just has to be a big secret. Now I'm going to throw one more thing for you. I promise you, if polygamy was something, listen up, if polygamy was something permitted, men wouldn't have to be running around quietly, sneaking around and being this, you understand me?
Yeah.
Superman by day, Batman by night.
Okay.
No, seriously, no. Men, there are many men who have multiple partners, but because they have to be keeping it a secret, he can't be as available to both women as he could have been had they been open and honest. Say, all right, I know you have a woman on the side, and a woman on the side say, yeah, I know you had your wife, but let's just see if we can get along and make this work. Polygamy, you don't even have to have all them live in the same household if they don't choose to live in the same household, right? But let me explain why. Crystal, there are women. I first learned about this on a program that I used to be a consistent guest on, right? But the first time I learned about polygamy, I was wondering, what is? I didn't know what it was, but then I started hearing the testimonials of individuals who have been in it. In polygamy, there are relationships where the primary woman gives the man the okay to have a secondary woman. The secondary woman understands that there is a primary woman and she is secondary to him. Now, secondary woman is a professional woman who has her career, who is, we are coming to that, hold on to that term.
Okay.
She's a secondary woman who understands that, listen, she has her career, she's focused on that, she don't want a committed relationship that she has to be going home, cooking for a man, always being there to give him sex all the time. She just wants somebody when she wants sex, she can call him, he comes in, provides her with the sexual gratification, a little companionship, and keep it moving. Because she is a career woman who don't need all of that. Right? And he gets the permission to do that. So now, primary woman can call on a given day that she knows on a Thursday he's by the secondary woman and say, Patsy, I'm feeling a little exhausted today. Let's tell Patrick, let's make sure Patrick eat before he come home because I'm not going to cook today. And she's like, all right, Cheryl, I hear you. I'll make sure he eats before he comes home.
You realize that all time
and
name?
then good.
All time name for a reason.
And it works out that way. Harmoniously. All right. You see the thing where they say side piece, side woman, side chick, mistress.
It's not in.
All them titles are terminologies that women detest. They live the role, they'll play the role, they just don't want the title.
Oh.
Title come with negative things.
I have a question. So you say the man in polygamy, it's one man having multiple women. What's the term for one woman having multiple men?
Madness.
I'm getting out of here.
Madness.
Balance, fairness.
No, not balance.
There's a term. It's not polygyny, but it's something along
Whatever
that line.
it is, I need to find it.
No, man, there's a word there for a woman who has multiple men, right?
Sounds it's giving queen energy.
Let's go there. A woman can do anything she chooses to do,
course.
And a woman can do anything a
Equal
man
rights
does.
and justice.
But as I say, when we look back at the foundation of things, the fundamentals of it,
It's not gonna be the same.
scientifically, it doesn't add up equally.
Oh.
And it's unfair,
Yeah.
you might say, but we didn't create this rule, nor did we create ourselves. A woman can have multiple partners, but can only get pregnant for one. every 9 months.
Oh, and only can
And not even every 9 months.
the place.
It's 9 months at a time.
Uh-huh.
Men, on the other hand,
Can
you know that
have
hold on,
9 women
stop.
pregnant at once.
No.
30 men can populate the world. Crystal, 30 men
Yeah.
can populate the world.
Yeah.
So scientifically, it's
And
showing
you've
you.
been trying, but
Fair enough. But scientifically, what it's showing you is that it is not equal
yeah,
for
we know.
women when she has multiple partners as it is for men.
We know. That's
Next
why
thing,
you should.
And if we even go
not be
further,
pregnant.
not to be discriminatory either, but a woman who has too many men running through her.
If you
after a
ever
while,
give me the lock and key analogy
no,
right
no,
now.
lock and key. And lock and key.
Okay.
But the
You
lock
know
and
the
key-
one, right?
But the lock and key one makes sense though.
Tell
You know
me
the lock and key one?
Yeah, man.
Respectfully.
We know that, but no, that literally though. You understand me? You know when you just take a glove, a sanitary glove. You know, we call them on the
Oh my God.
latex glove out of the package. It's
Fresh.
brand new, unused.
Brand new, fresh.
Oh my
It's hard to get your hand in there,
Snapback.
right?
Yeah.
But you realize after you keep using it,
Yeah.
your
Yeah, they
your
stretch.
fingers don't shrink,
Yeah.
your fingers don't get loose. But what happens to the glove?
It slap.
Yeah, and that's just the reality of it.
I'm talking about blood. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about the blood crystal. No,
Wait a
no.
minute.
So the usage is not
Wait a
the
minute.
same. Get what I'm saying? Now, women are at the advantage when it comes on to intimacy. You know, your ability to go on and on continuously is advantageous to you, but the continuous usage,
Of your pachach
right,
is going to.
be more disadvantageous to the woman than it does to the man. So scientifically, it is showing you that it was never meant to be used the same way.
Interesting.
But me
Very
created so.
interesting.
The science itself, I show you this.
Hey, but
and this is
love,
just what
listen
was
to me talk, you
created.
know?
You understand me?
Hey, let's add reason number 158.
No,
why make it man.
1 million.
So, at the end of the day, though,
Continue.
let me say this. I know that in the society I'm living in, it's not happening right now. Okay? And I'm not here telling every man to go out and have a polygamous relationship, because really and truly, not every man can manage a polygamous relationship.
Please, because, hold on, 1 second.
Right.
You see it? You see in the pockets? All right, continue.
Right. Not every
Go
man can manage or afford
Yeah.
polygamous
you.
relationship. Right?
What about the mental? Because it requires a lot of
man.
mental fortitude.
Right. All
a
of that,
lot of
all
men need to understand when you're talking about these type of relationship, it's not just about your pocket, it's about your mental.
I'll go further.
I remember one time-
As well as
emotional
communications.
intellect
Yeah.
to be in a polygamous relationship is what it takes. And a
Emotional
lot of men don't have
One
intelligence.
that.
time
Stuff,
I
know
saw
of it.
somebody say, them say if one woman is so stressful, why would one?
Well, I want more than one, right?
True.
I know if I don't have emotional intelligence, but we're not ready for the conversation yet.
Right? So
Yes.
it won't happen in our society in today's day and age.
Bless
but
the
it
Lord.
does have the advantages if we do focus, if we actually look at the advantages of it. It has more benefits than it has
This is lunch.
Yeah.
negative effects, and it has more pros and cons. Calvin.
Okay.
So that's something that, you know, if we actually as a society look at it, it would be better and more beneficial. And I'll go further to say, in polygamy, a man being in a true polygamous relationship where he's with more than one woman who openly, we're consciously aware that he is in those relationships and he is to get those women pregnant, we'd have far less single parent homes. And we'd have far less children being raised without the affection and the presence of a father in the household. And you see, we have so many single women celebrating being single when it's not as advantageous to the child or even her, the woman. But we're going to celebrate that. But when we say, all right, let a man be with more than one woman, so more women in our society would actually experience being in a relationship where more women having become pregnant for a man would have him being present, because he doesn't no longer have to be hiding his children and hiding from being around them and being stressed by, no, me want you here, no, me want you there, but allow him to just split his resources as evenly as possible so all the children and all the mothers benefit. That will be more beneficial for women and children in our society.
So
But
the
we
Timmy
have a
has
problem.
9 moms.
And of course the men. So what? What again?
Little Timmy has 9 moms.
Technically.
All right, so yes, let's even
So
say that.
he's building a
So little Timmy has 9 moms. Tell me the disadvantage to that. Tell me where Timmy would be at a disadvantage from having the love, the affection, and attention of 9 mothers. And I'm talking about motherly mothers. Tell me. So you see, we really have the fundamental problem that we have with polygamy is not because of the disadvantage it has, but because of the misconception we have, and dare I say, the ignorance of its advantages.
Listen.
And I will say this as well, and you can come to me. It is rooted and grounded in just the selfishness of women to say that me not share no man.
Hold on.
This is what it is.
No, I can be objective, right?
Yeah,
That's the thing. I can be objective, separate the emotions, etc., etc. I understand your point, you know. I get what you're saying, but it's almost like you want us to uproot. But you did say that it wouldn't work in our society, right?
Because
also the mindset is changing, not just for men, but of men and women. You understand? So, one, our idea of even security, a sense of security. Yes, some of these things are rooted in jealousy, but at the same time, we as women, I don't think men understand what our bodies have to go through in terms of just the sensitivity when it comes on to sex. Also, for me personally, I don't think sex is just penis and a vagina. You understand? It's an exchange of energy.
I thought you were going to say rose.
Oh, rose is very important. This is how the rose is becoming so predominant now, because we'd rather not switch the energies. But also, sir, it's a transfer of energies. That's something that I wish persons would speak about more. You talk about the spiritual aspect of things, but we're not looking at the fact that sex is a transfer of your energy. As a woman, when a man stressed out, hello, sir, you talk what?
No, man. I was going to stop you. I just wanted to inject the fact that you actually
mentioned the
made
part
one of my
about
points.
you made a point about us being emotional beings, right?
That's it. Right
and
there.
the transferring of your energy, it affects our emotions. Now, if you have sex with an next woman and that throw off the pH, the pH I got throw off. That's one thing. Two, you mentioned impregnating, etc., etc. I've been in situations, or no females. I'm not put myself in this. That's not how I am. Right? But in situations where you know that something else is off with the other person, you may say, when I go pretend like so that you're in jail at one point where I share people, man, right? But on days when you're trying to be normal and you get a random belly ache, and then you do some communicating and realize that, wait, sex is not just sex. Sex goes on a deeper level. So as women, we are carriers. What you're putting it in, and we're carrying it, and we're carrying it around. That is why some of them women are so miserable. Oh no, man. It's your partner. They're bringing multiple energies to you. We're receiving. That makes us more susceptible to all the adverse things out there. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to factor that in.
But then in factoring that in, it wouldn't be where a man is just taking every and any energy. Because in polygamy, as I said, even with polyamory, there are boundaries.
Yes.
And in polygamy, you would actually know who the other woman is. In polygamy, you, the woman, would actually choose the other sister wife for the husband.
But
or he takes her.
live with me at two very different things, sir.
Just the same way when you got with him and it worked out, it can work out with another woman as well. But the point is, it's not just a random woman now that he would be having sex with.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, polygamy has the advantage whereas it keeps a man far more structured and more tamed than a man who is outside of polygamy. Because a man who is in polygamy, where he knows he's coming home to two beautiful women, where he knows he has two queens at home waiting for him, where he has two queens who knows that he's with both of them, it would be much harder for him to still be wandering and going all about when he knows he has a responsibility of two women. When a man have one, let's say this, and again, this is something that is hard to digest. I don't know, we're running out of time. It is not the natural thing for a man to be with one woman. It is more unnatural for a man to be with one woman than it is for him to be with multiple partners. So it takes a great deal of discipline to be committed to a woman.
Hush Crystal, but I agree wholeheartedly.
And I submit this on just a platform. Listen, if we do a survey in society today and ask every man, every married man, if he would have been open to having more than one woman, you'd be surprised. If a man can answer you anonymously, when we now come back and bite him and put him in the couch.
You know how much money in my inbox
men would tell you that they want to have multiple partners. So it is more natural for a man to desire to be with multiple partners than it is for him to just say he wants just one.
Yeah,
so society has forced us to operate outside of our natural existence.
What is the same with women?
It is far less the same with women. I can tell you that much. I can promise you it is not the same for women.
Changing.
They might be changing, but it is still not the same for women as it is for men.
Because we know men. We know men.
Again, I go back to the point because the point you've made is very valid. Women are carriers. And because of the carriers you are and the emotional being that you are, and I'm not saying it in a negative way.
No, I understand.
Because the emotions that you are in tune with makes you far more intelligent in a lot of instances.
We know that.
Right? That is the reason why as many women don't desire to be with multiple men as many men desire to be with multiple women.
Anyways, continue, yes.
But at the end of the day, it comes with more advantages than disadvantages. And if one day as a society we can start looking at that,
one day
far more women would have the security, the intimacy, the financial support, all of that comes with being with a man. It's just that it's hard. When you say it all the time, good man, they're always taken. It's true.
Are dead.
Are them not born yet? You understand
Dead.
But the truth is, when we look at it, if we're honest with ourselves as a society, a lot of side chicks exist. A lot of men are out there having multiple partners. Formalize it, structure it. It benefits everybody involved at the end of the day. Because a lot of women know they don't like the title, but they don't like the title, but they're playing the role.
Oh, so they'd rather wife one and wife two?
Or just wives.
Oh, sister wives.
Sister wives.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It has more advantages than disadvantages. But you decide for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You decide for yourself. People, I don't know. It's definitely a lot to take in. And if it's something that's new to you, something that you don't necessarily agree with, I definitely would want to hear from you on what your thoughts are. So ensure you share those.
I want to add one more point. I'm going to say one more thing.
No, we're out of time.
No, we're not out of time. We can't add this. If you're in a polygamous relationship,
yes,
you can always use a prep.
Use what?
Prep. Okay. If you're not in a polygamous relationship.
That was an interesting way to promote.
Absolutely.
Sorry. Calvin.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on polygamy and polyamory?
My thoughts? My thoughts are that. No, my thoughts are that. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, right. All the things will make sense.
I could deduct the logical things.
Yeah, the logical
right? As a woman, I like to pride myself on the fact that I don't just operate on emotion. Even though we might see me watch that tonight. That's understanding.
Trigger you, man?
I wasn't really triggered, but somebody has to be the devil's advocate or the woman's advocate. So
women are devils?
She just, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
You know?
Yeah.
Like saying, you can use the term interchangeably, The devil, women, one and the same.
That's Crystal views. That's not just his views at all.
Crystal never said nothing like that at all. You know what? Sure.
Well, to our viewers, thank you so much for joining us this week for JASL After Dark. Ryan, thank you for talking.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure coming in.
At least you never that about Curry. Still scared. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. where what we can't talk during the day, we talk about, we discuss it.
After dark.
Jostle after dark.
Yeah, man, thank you for having me, guys. It was a pleasure.
What can talking on the night part? Jostle after dark. Jostle after dark. Jostle after dark. What can talking on the night part?